Father Figures is definitely an interesting film. I really wanted to watch this for the cast. Wasn't really sure what the premise was about, and I have to say it was pretty decent. This was released in 2017. It's directed by Sher. It's written by Justin Malen, and we have a cast including Owen Wilson as Kyle and Ed Helms as Peter. We also have Glenn Close, Christopher Walken, J.K. Simmons, Harry Shearer, June Squibb. Needless to say, the cast is incredible, and the narrative is not too bad. Our protagonists, Kyle and Peter, are brothers, they're twins, and they believe something about their father, but it turns out that that's not the truth. And they spend the film going in search of their real father. But as soon as they think they found him, it's not all as it seems, and the quest goes on. And it's kind of a wild goose chase, and I have to say, the longer it went on, I think the funnier it got. And it could have been the exact opposite. It could have felt like it was dragging, like it was going nowhere. But I think it was very well handled. And I actually found it to, I don't want to necessarily say get better as it went on, because I enjoyed it from pretty much the very beginning. But I do think that it became funnier, a lot more amusing as it went on. And I won't say ultimately what happens. I won't give away the crux of the narrative or anything, but I enjoyed it from start to finish, and it went in a couple of directions I really hadn't expected, and I found that lack of predictability to be really, really enjoyable. Is it a laugh out loud funny film? I'd say no, but it is quite amusing. The performances are great, the characters are well written, the story is very, very well written. If somebody were to argue that actually it just seemed to drag on, I could see that perspective. As I said, I feel like that kind of narrative could go either way, but from my perspective, I think it was very well written, very well handled, reasonably funny, with some really likeable characters. Kyle and Peter are very likeable protagonists, and of course, Owen Wilson and Ed Helms gave really great performances. It's quite an easy watch, but with some moving moments. I don't want to say overly emotional, but there's a decent amount of emotion in this as well. As you can imagine, with two people trying to find their real father, that's going to have some emotional moments, but for the most part, it's quite light and a very easy watch. And I'm happy to recommend it. I thought Father Figures was an enjoyable experience. Not what I expected from the story, and it worked really well. Great performances, likeable characters, decent narrative. Definitely a film that I'm happy to recommend.